Tonight, we're going all the way live with some Rick James. He's been playing in this house all day long. Hey, I'm Casey, and this is Week of Eats. We're going to be doing some delicious smothered pork chops. Ooh, baby. With that gravy just coming all down. And you know how you just want to stop. Let me not get beside myself. Maybe some other things too. We're going to be talking about some kitchen rhythm. Planning how to minimize waste when you're cooking. Sometimes I know I cook way too much. Then you're like, what do you do with this stuff? So I'm going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about some sundown coffee techniques like maxing and relaxing and healing yourself at nighttime. And then, of course, we're going to have our home cooking story time because y'all always need to be up in my business. Anyhow, we're going to get this party started. I'm going to have some fun. I don't know about you. Oh, I almost forgot.
What up?
Hey there. Husband is here.
Hey.
Okay. Look at this. What is this, mixologist?
That is a combination of a raspberry and blackberry juices put into a apple cider, sparkling cider.
Get it right, get it straight.
Garnished with a Granny Smith apple.
Okay, so
Bang.
this tastes delicious, and it's pork chops and apples. Okay, anything apple's gonna go with your pork chops, and this is a great mocktail. You're interested in the recipe? You know what you gotta do.
Stay tuned.
No. You gotta hit me up in the comments because Lord, I ain't going on through that. If you don't want it, then I'm a gatekeep. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyhow, let me get these glasses on, y'all, so I can get this pork chop going. And we're gonna have us some fun tonight. Yes, we are. I want to show you guys the pork chop. Now,
Jesus.
Really? Okay, that, if you don't know, that is the grill master. That is my husband. He has a lot to say, but you'll never see him. Never, ever. So for those of you who are out there that are watching now or watching later, he be the grill master. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to put my little gloves on. Let me see where they are. They're here somewhere. I know I have them. Okay, so let me just take this glove. We're going to take one. I want to put the glove on so I can show you how thick this pork chop is. Now, of course, you don't have to get pork chops this thick, but I was fortunate enough. The last time we got pork chops from our neighborhood store, the texture on them, I wasn't feeling it. But this time, I went a little further. And I am thinking that these pork chops are going to be on and popping. If you saw my short, those are the pork chops. Yes, it is. So let me show y'all. If you can see these pork chops, look at it. And they're boneless. I got the boneless ones because that's how you rip them apart and you get down into it. No worries. These are about 2-inch thick, as you can see. All meat, delicious. Hey, Casey dig the pig. And for those of you who don't dig the pig, hey, get yourself a steak. But this is for the pig tonight. Okay, I'm just saying. What we did, we put a little bit of Adolph's meat tenderizer on here, let it sit on it for about 2 hours, and I'll show you what that is if you've never seen it before. Let me just get some of that. It's this stuff right here. I'm gonna tell you, one day I'm gonna figure out how to turn this thing. Okay, yeah. But anyway, this is what you were looking for, and it does have a salt component. So when you're using this, if you are salt sensitive or you are, you worried about the sodium, you want to go light on the other ingredients. But this is something that I would say it helps break down the tendons and muscles and all those things that can make meat tough. And because we're doing something really, really thick and we are frying it, we want to make sure it is done, that it's tender, it's juicy, and all that. So those are the pork chops. I have 4 of them because there's going to be 4 of us. And I'm going to tell you, one of these pork chops is probably equivalent to 2 at one time. So you're going to really get full. I have some nice Vidalia onions, all sliced up. And that's going to be part of it because that gravy, them onions on that pork chop, Oh, baby. If you never had it, you might not want to miss out, for real. But you're going to have about 2 of these. I have 2 medium-sized onion. And then I'm just going to show you my little ingredients. So I use a packet of the onion soup mix. I have a packet of no salt Sazon. Okay, no salt, no MSG. So the vast majority of the things that I use to season this with will not have salt. That's very important. I have a little bit of salt, but that will probably be for my gravy if I need it. I'm going to be using some. This is rosemary, and I ground it myself. It didn't come that way. And I'm still looking for somebody that can find me something that comes in a container. Until then, I will be grinding it. And I'm telling you, it's the best thing I could have done because I can still use the rosemary without having those textures of those hard little pieces. So that's something that's very important. I have a little bit of cayenne pepper because we always like to step it up, but you don't have to. I have my special blend, Casey's Blessing. And this right here has no sodium, no salt, all spices. Trust me. Yeah, that was a commercial. That's right. Okay. All right. I got a little bit of Dijon mustard. And hey, trust the process. You'll see what I do with that. I got some black pepper. I have some Worcestershire sauce. And I have some butter. Butter. Because butter does what? Makes all things better up in here, these pieces. And this is unsalted. I have my herbettes, which is basil, Italian herbs, and parsley. I have some Flava because that's going to be part of making my gravy nice brown. And I have some chicken broth. I have a little instant rice here for those of us who got to have more than this big giant sandwich. And I have a little bit of cooking oil here, some nice canola oil because we're going to fry those puppies up in it. And a little cooking spray so nothing sticks. And then, of course, what else? What else? What else do you have with a nice pork chop sandwich?
Sleep.
So, yeah, right. Sleep. He said sleep. Some nice, hearty white bread to sop up that gravy. Oh, baby. So, I'm going to get this party started. I'm going to get this meat over here, and we're going to season it up. And then we're going to get it on. Yeah, we are. How'd y'all like that short? Okay, I was feeling Rick James today. I don't know. It was just a Rick James day. It just really was. So, what can I tell you? What better thing to listen to Rick James and then pork chop?
Oh.
Hey, listen. I don't know what to tell y'all. Let me get this over here. I'm going to season it up. Let me move this out the way. And I think I'm going to try to season them right here. And try not to make a mess. How about that? Yeah, I'm going to get some foil. And I'm just going to do the foil. Because this is pretty easy. It's not hard. Not hard at all. So I hope everybody had a good week. I couldn't wait to be here. For those of you who are new now, for sure. Let me just pull that down. And hey, Miss Huckabee, how are you? How are you?
And Aunt Pam is indeed here.
Hey, my sister.
Hey, Pam in the house.
Okay. See, this is what we do, y'all. Every weekend, we all gather around, and this is how we visit. So all of the Flava fam comes over, and we sit up in here, and we talk, and we joke, and we eat, and we do all these things. And I want you to be part of that culture. I'm telling you, hey, no judgments. You just do you, boo. So let me just put this. Oh, goodness, look at this thing. Is so. Look at these things. They're huge.
What?
I think that's the smallest one.
Some oven fried chips. What's that?
You said Huckabee said what?
You said like some oven fried, like French fries.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
That sounds yummy.
Yeah, that does.
Right now, we had
We've been potatoing ourselves to death. Okay, really, I don't even want anything other than this sandwich, or probably. Hey, I may sneak a salad in, but I'm gonna tell you this sandwich, this meat is so big. I'm gonna take this little one over here for me, but these other three, they can handle them. Cause I ain't gonna even lie, okay? I can't handle that big thing there. I sure can't.
All night long, but I'm
You know, yeah, she said she does this all the time. She does it all the time, y'all. Let me get this. And then she be, how sorry I am. Because when the party's over. Exactly. Tummy be hurting. Okay. Let me get this over. Hopefully it went to a commercial while we bleeped out. Listen, that is the thing about having these live shows. Hey, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. But I'm going to try to fix that because I found something new that I could probably use that's going to alleviate a lot of these technical issues. So, hey, we do what we do. But this is the real world. And in the real world, hey, these things happen. So, back to what I was saying. So, I am seasoning this meat. And let me just bring it back. I'm going to bring this down just a teeny tiny. And everybody let me know if they can see. Shoot me a heart. Tell me something if you can see this real clear. I can see clearly now. Yeah. Uh-huh. Right. Uh-huh. Huh? Yeah. Okay. So what I'm going to do right here. Beautiful. 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 Everybody see how nice this is. I'm going to use my bare little fingers and I'm going to start the seasoning this. So the first thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take a little bit, just a teeny. Matter of fact, no, I'm not. I'll save this for later. I'm doing all my dry stuff. So we're going to do the dry stuff first. Let me just bring it on over. And what you do is when you do your dry stuff, you know that you are going to also season your flour. That's very important. Don't ever fry anything and don't season your flour because the flour will taste just like that. What? Flour. I got one more thing I need to get. I forgot to tell beautiful assistant my paprika. And I'm going to get some onion powder and some garlic powder. Might as well pull out my celery flakes too. These things right here are mainstays that I use quite a bit. I'm just letting you know. Okay. All right. So okay, so let me get this over here. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to hit it up with a little bit of this Dijon mustard. Now, you're not going to taste this mustard, but this is that I'm putting on here. And is it open?
No,
I have one on the bottom. Okay, I only need just a dot, just a dot. Just a dot, just a dot, just a dot, and just a dot. And this is just going to be a binder for it. And I'm going to put a glove on because I don't want to mess my hands up.
Uh-oh, we got Cora Evans in the house.
Hey, Cora, how you doing? Okay, so I'm just rubbing this. And like I said, for those of you who don't dig the pig, this can be done with steak. This can be done with lamb chops. It sure can. And you can even do it with a chicken breast if you want to. But we're doing the meat thing. So pork chops, and you can get the same results. You can use the same, but like with lamb, you want to definitely use some rosemary. You can use the same type of ingredients for your lamb chops. Get some boneless lamb chops. Get yourself a nice piece of sirloin. I won't even say that. I won't do the sirloin. I would do more of a New York strip, or if you can get your hands on a ribeye. Okay, that's going to be something that you can do. I made the beef tips last night on the Love Rhythm recipe, and when I tell you it was the best thing, it was so good. It was so good. So I did beef for y'all beef eaters, and now I'm hitting with the pork. So, but know that you can use substitutes. So I'm gonna put a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. And I'm using the Dijon mustard because it's not as vinegary tasting. It's a little bit milder. But you can use really whatever mustard that you have in the house. Because I'm all about using what you got available to you. You know what I'm saying? So, or you don't have to use it at all. I'm just using it as a binder. You can use a little bit of cooking oil if you want. But just a binder because I want to make sure that my seasonings do their thing. How about that? So, like I said, I was in a Rick James kind of mood today. I don't know. It was something that came across YouTube. I think it was like, I can't say the word, but I have that thing that you call for everything to turn your lights and stuff on. And so the music comes through it too, right? So I saw his face come across and I was thinking more like Mary Jane because I like that song. And so then it just kept playing and kept playing and kept playing. And as I was doing the thumbnails, I'm like, this is kind of funky. I like that. So it became a Rick James Saturday. What can I tell you? And it's a freakalicious pork chop. What can I say? All right. So now that I got that, let me take the glove off again. Okay. And I'm going to season this puppy up. And I still need another glove because I had to touch it. Well, you know what? No, I'm not. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get my fork. I'm going to start wasting gloves. So I'm going to start with the Casey's Blessing. Like I told y'all, I can let this rain on here because there's no salt and there's no sugar. So this is going to be probably about the healthiest, most delicious seasoning that you're going to ever use on everything. The only thing I haven't used this on are sugary things. And I'll probably figure out how to do it that way too. So I put that on here. I'm going to hit it with a little onion powder. And you're seasoning this. So when you finish seasoning this meat, you do not want to see any flesh. That doesn't mean to go crazy. But you want to make sure that your meat, whatever the meat is fully covered because then you know it's going to be fully seasoned. Oh, and one thing we don't have is our minced garlic, which I'll be getting for my gravy. So, and that's probably my fault because I probably didn't put it on my list of things that need to come out. Okay, but so that was the garlic and garlic powder. You're like, if you're putting minced garlic, why are you doing this? Everything that I put on here has its own distinct flavor. When you cook, you want to layer. Flavor is about a layering system. And if you don't layer, you end up losing out. You know, so no, because I'm still seasoning, so I'm fine. My husband's over here again. He won't let you see him, but he don't understand. Y'all got to see this. So he's like, lift it up, lift. He said, love lift us up with. All right, let me get some pepper on here and stop playing. All right, so I'm getting a little bit of pepper on here. Just like that. And I'm going to do a little bit of cayenne. I'm not going to hit it too hard with the cayenne because I do want to not have to have a ton of water. But I'm going to tell you, if you put just a little bit of cayenne on your pork or your steak, just a little, it just enhances the flavor. And it really does well when you're doing turkey too, believe it or not. I'm not a big heat person, so I'm going to be real. You know, I do like a little enhancement. People here like more than I do. I think that I have this. I usually put this inside a shaker. So let me see if I have some in a shaker. That way I can do it a little bit more evenly. And I do. Good. And the reason why I do that, it doesn't come that way. It does not come that way. But it should. Because when you're sprinkling this on here, you want to get even distribution. That's another thing. Even distribution is the best thing you could ever do for yourself. That's even when you're cutting your vegetables and stuff. There's a method behind the way Japanese, or Asian cooking. Okay, because Asian cooking tends to have everything pretty much the same size. And there's a reason for that because you get even temperature cooking that way. It's not that they're just being persnickety. Okay, it is because it really does work. So I'm going to put this on here, the Saison. And then what I'm going to do, I'm flip it over. I'm going to do the same thing. So for those of you who are just popping in, I'm just seasoning up these pork chops so I can get them on. And that's that. We flip that over, flip it over, flip it over, and flip it over. And start all over again. But let me wipe this off my hands because I got a little mustard on here. So I don't want to get it on my seasoning containers. And I'm going to go again. We're going to do blessing. We're going to bless it. Just like that. And then we're going to put the other little things on here. And I'm trying to go as fast now. Okay, so this is onion and garlic. Garlic. Onion. Hey, look, I'm doing it with left hand. Look at that. Look how good I am. How good am I? All right. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of cayenne on here. Just a teeny tiny. Just a teeny tiny. I'm going to hit it up with my Sazon. And these are so thick. They are. And I'm going to do some black pepper. And then I'm going to do one more thing I'm going to show y'all. Because y'all like, okay, she got all the seasoning on top and the bottom. These are so thick. This is what you want to do. You kind of roll it around just like that. Pat it. Roll it around. Don't waste anything. You know, get that seasoning all up on the sides. That's important because when you sear this, you want to make sure. And you just get it all up on the sides, just like that. Now, for those of you who are trying to not use a whole lot of coating, you can actually do this and sear this and make this with the gravy and all that without any flour. Without any coating, flour coating. You sure can. And so that'll save you for those of you who are trying to.
Hey, show them pork chops again.
Trying to be good. Huh?
Show them the pork chops again. They are huge.
Yes, well, they looking at them, honey. What are you talking about? Yeah, they big. Okay, for those of you who didn't see the pork chops, you see how thick they are? Yes.
My God.
They're colossal.
And the items bill after that.
Okay, they're colossal. So we got, you see, they're all nice and they're coated. So now I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to bring you back to life. Yes. Okay, y'all. Let me go wash my hand off. I'm going to get my flour in a little plate. We're going to dust these. Then we're going to get them on and start cooking them. Because, see, this is going to be a slower process than a really thin pork chop. You want to make sure it's cooked, but you want to make sure that your crust is not burned before the inside cooks. So you got to take it slow. Yes, you do. Okay, let me wash my hands. Ooh, okay. The spray was on and it sprayed me. I wonder how that happened.
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
It must have flipped itself.
Uh-huh, it flipped itself on. Somebody put the sprayer on, y'all. They over here trying to take my shine. Over here trying to take my shine. Got me all wet up. Uh-huh. Trying to take my shine.
Nothing could do that.
Uh-huh, yeah. You just wet me up. Mm-hmm. All right, so let me clean this up now that I've wet up everything. Okay, so let me get this in the trash and get a plate, and I'm going to put a little bit of flour on it. I hate working with flour, y'all, because I make messes. I'm just worried.
Clean them up so it's
I make messes.
That's right.
All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this plate. I'm going to put some flour in it and I'm going to season it, but I'm going to move this meat over out of the way. Just like that. And then wipe off this little table because you know I sprinkled the mess. Okay, get that over here. Get my microfiber that I can't never find all the time. I just had it. What did I do with it? Okay. I don't know how it got way over there. Now, did anybody see me walk over there? No. Which means that someone else put it over there.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm.
Beautiful assistant.
There you go.
Ooh, me, not me.
That's right. Tell on her. Tell on her. Okay. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Okay. I'm just trying to get this mess off my table, y'all. Because I can't work with mess. So let me put this back over here. Just like that. Move the stuff out the way. And get that over here. All right, so, okay, let me get some flour on here now. How many of you think that I'm going to make a mess with the flour? Let's take a bet.
I do.
Okay, y'all see, do y'all see the loyalty that is not up in this piece? Okay. Okay, but that's okay, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fix them all. This is what's going to happen. Watch. Okay, beautiful assistant stayed on my side, so she gets to stay in the wheel, y'all. Okay, that's how that works. Okay, beautiful assistant gets to stay in the wheel. Why in the world am I putting myself through this stress? Y'all tell me. Y'all supposed to be my friends. Y'all supposed to be my family. Y'all supposed to be my community. How come y'all letting me get ready to use a plate when I could have put it in here?
Oh, true that.
True that. Waste not, want not.
You know, so now that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it all in here. Yes, I am. Watch me. Now I'm going to put probably about 1.5 cups of flour in here because those things are huge in here. And this is the way you do it so you don't make a mess with the flour. So for those of you who voted against me, like me now. How about that? Because you thought. So now you get even better. You take this flour, and I told you season your flour. You want to season the flour with everything you just put on that meat. Okay, so you put a little KC's in there. Just like that. With the exception, I didn't put the paprika on the meat because I'm going to put it in the flour for the browning. Revolutionary, huh? And I didn't put the rosemary. So I'm going to put a little bit of rosemary in the flour. I'm sorry. Yeah, rosemary. I don't know why my mom was saying thyme.
That's funny. When you got time, you say.
When I got thyme, I say rosemary. And when I got rosemary, I say thyme. That's because they're always on my mind.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal is a comedian, man.
I'm sorry.
Billy Crystal. Don't tell nobody. Y'all don't tell him my husband, please. Okay. He got some screws that's kind of.
Hey now.
You're an all-star.
He didn't hear that, y'all. I'm putting some of this Sazon in here. Oh my goodness. Hey, y'all probably like, what in the world have I turned myself to? Well, welcome to Weekend Eats.
Hey.
Okay. This is how real houses run, for real. After you work all week long, when I tell you we get silly, crazy, we laugh, we this, that, and the third, we rank on each other. If you don't know what ranking is, that's when you say all kinds of stuff and they can't talk fast enough. And so they be sitting there like stunned. Yeah, we do all that too. But yeah, so yeah.
AKA throwing shade.
Don't you?
Yeah, okay, yeah. AKA throw shade. Okay. Okay. That she had to make it a more youthful thing. But see, in my day, we call ranking on you. All right. Or back even further, my parents' day, what was it? The dozens or something like that? It's something about doing the dozens or something like that. So when you're saying things to people that they playing the dozens, that's what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper in here.
Yeah, I can take it over.
That's because you just looked it up. So
No, I didn't. I did
I'm gonna put just a little pinch of salt in here. Just like that. Because the thing about it is you don't want this stuff to be bland.
No,
You got big, thick pieces of meat. You do not want it to be bland. Do not be afraid of seasoning. I am telling you, you have to know how to do it. What happens is people put too much seasoning that contains too much sodium. And then they that, yeah. But there's so many things in this life that can give you flavor. Okay? And it don't have to just be salt and pepper.
See, the second thing about salt, you can't take it back.
Yeah, you can't take it. You sure can't. So now I'm going to be very mindful with this because this particular paprika is very dark. So I could get the paprika that's just for color and it's a little lighter, but the smoky one is really dark. So if I put too much on here, my crust do want to help brown it, okay? But I'm not trying to have a burner biscuit, especially not on national TV. So, see, I can burn stuff when y'all can't see. How about that? Somebody asked me, and it's going out again. Okay.
Well, we're not buffering. So
Okay, get the typing.
No, we good.
Oh, y'all can see. Okay. It must be windy where I am. See, where I live, everything's exposed. All the wires are in between the trees. And so every now and then it decides that it wants to act afflicted and do stuff like this, especially when I'm cooking stuff that's really good, which is always. But
exactly. I'm about to say
smack myself, yes. But anyway, so I put a little bit of paprika in here. And if you have the regular paprika, you can use a little bit more. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, since I did all that, I got my flour, close it up. And now I just shake it up. Make sure that the seasonings are combined into the flour. And I think I'm going to put a little bit more paprika in here because my flour is still a little bit too white. I don't want it to be too white. I want it to have some color, but I don't want it to be too dark. So you just want to kind of adjust it. And I'm gonna get a little bit more of the rosemary that is powdered. I know you like powdered rosemary. We did it ourselves. I suggested you do it too. Matter of fact, I may do a short on how to do this because I'm telling you, I have never ever purchased powdered rosemary, but this is the best thing the beautiful assistant could have ever done. And I'm here to tell you because we use a lot of rosemary, and this it steps up the flavor and it makes it so convenient to use. You don't have to worry about if you're getting fresh rosemary, you got those hard little petals like you're eating a plant. And I don't care how much you cook it, that's how it is. Okay. And then if you get the dried one, you got these hard little like you're eating wood. Now we just get all the flavor without all the headache. Okay, so everything is in here. So let me go over here now. And I still will need the plate because I'm going to use the plate to lay the pork chops on. Now I could do that, or I could take this, and I'm tell you, I say everybody should get this. That was a lot. Everybody should get one of these. I got a little cookie sheet, and I have this little grid here, and you can put your pork chops or your chicken or whatever and let it sit out there. And the more you let it dry, the crisper it will be. But because we're doing gravy, I ain't tripping on that, so I ain't got to do all that. This I'll use when I finish cooking and I put my pork chops on there. So for now, I'm just going to use a plate. Couple of plates, and this is pretty big. So I'm going to do 2 on each plate. Let me get this over here. Move this out the way so I can be closer to my skillet.
The closer I get to you.
Oh, Lord!
Uh-oh.
That's right, baby. You can sing if you
That's
want.
right.
All right. I'm trying to get some of this stuff out the way. All right. And that way I can have some space over here so I can do my thing with this meat. Get that on because it's going to be a process. Okay, I'm going to get my skillet heated and make sure it is on the eye properly. A little bit of water here on the top of the stove top, so that's not a good thing. And just like that, dry it off. See, dry is a good thing. Take my rice pot, put it over here. And I'm going to start heating up the skillet. And the skillet has something on the bottom of it. Feels like it's oily or something. Okay. All right. So let's get this on here. And I'm going to start heating it up. I guess. Don't want, okay. My hand got a grease on it. I couldn't make it come on. This fancy smancy stove of mine. As you know, it's touch sensitive. Okay, so I'm gonna spray this. Move this over. I'm spraying my skillet, and then I'm gonna put some oil in it. And the reason why I'm using a cast iron skillet because it really it's supposed to cook a little more evenly, but these days I don't know with this stove of mine because it has a mind of its own. But it will cook more evenly than my bigger skillet, which I'll transfer it over into that. Hopefully I would love to find a more than a 12-inch cast iron skillet. That would be nice. All right, so let me bring these over here.
Was that an indirect, like?
No, that was not a hint, baby. That was not a hint.
I
I put it down on the floor, y'all, because I want to get over here and get the pork chops in here and shake them up. And I don't want the oil to start burning or to start smoking. So I'm putting it low. And what I'm doing, I'm putting just enough, probably about a third of this pan of oil. I do not want to deep fry this. So I want to pan fry this. And when you pan fry it, you put just enough oil in your pan in order to brown it on both sides. And so that's what I'm doing. Okay, so let me get this in here and get the pork chops. The pork chops and applesauce.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got it in here. Let me rinse my
Hey,
hands.
T in the house.
Hey there, T. Okay, got it in here. I'm gonna shake it up and get it fully coated. Just like that. Now I'm gonna tell you like this. Back in the day, my parents come from the South, so they would get paper bags. And when they fried chicken and stuff like that, they would put the flour in the paper bag and shake it up. Hey, you do what you got. I don't even know if they had Ziploc bags when I was young like that. Y'all tell me, did y'all have some Ziploc? I know some of you youngins did, but I'm talking about some of the more antique of us. Okay.
I ain't no antique.
You know, you right, you just old. Okay.
She said I made some baked pork chops.
I love you. She said what?
Can I make some pork? Ooh, that sounds good. Baked pork chops, cabbage, and cornbread.
Yesterday.
Oh, good.
That sounds delicious.
That sounds delicious. You send me a picture. Send me some dinner.
T, send us a picture.
Yeah, y'all know y'all can send me pictures in the community area. You sure can. Okay, so, and I'm just lightly flouring this. I'm not putting a whole lot. Let me get the other two in. Then I'll clean up my mess that I have made. The mess that I have made, I'll clean it up. Okay, put you up there. All right, so this is what you want. It needs to be lightly coated, just like that. So I'm going to put this over here, coat the other two, and get the flour off of there. All right, let me get one more plate. Let me close this up, get this flour off my hand. That way I can stop snowing on everything. And wipe my counter up. Because y'all know black shows everything. You know, what was I thinking? What was I thinking when I designed this?
Style.
Yeah, I was thinking that you're not going to do any cooking in here. Lies, the lies you tell. The lies you tell. Okay, let me get that all wiped up, just like this. I'm going to shake this over my sink, guys, so just bear with me. Because this way, I can get it done without making a mess and have to clean it up again.
And so they had this bag back in the day.
I don't think they did. I don't remember any Ziploc bags. I barely remember paper towels. I only remember that because Mother always was washing them and hanging them up underneath the cabinets.
What?
She would wash, and I'm going to show y'all what my grandmother used to do. She'd take these paper towels and she'd wash them in the washing machine, but they're much more sturdy. And then she would take them, if you can see the cabinet over here, she'd take them and she'd put them in the cabinet just like that and close it. Let me see if mine will do it. With mine, they staying up in there, but whatever kind of cabinet she had, she'd close it and she would dry the paper towel. Oh, can you see? She would dry the paper towels and reuse them. She would reuse them. And that wasn't shit. Hey, listen, that was normal to me. Okay. So I do remember paper towels. Yes, I do.
Make your stuff work for you.
And she would definitely wash them. She sure would. Put them in the washing machine. And wash them.
But you want to know something? But they had paper towels back in the day.
They did not when I was a kid. We had napkins. We had like table napkins that were paper. I remember that. But I don't remember paper towels. I mean, I remember paper towels, but I don't know if we used a lot of them that my mother had.
Because remember they used to run water and put a cup of coffee on it and it wouldn't break.
Isn't that paper towel?
Yeah, but that is paper towels. That was Bounty back in the day.
Because they still show that commercial.
Yeah, but I don't know if that works anymore.
They don't in the fine print that they got several different tiers of.
It doesn't matter what tier it is. None of them you can put no cup on it anymore. Okay? Because I done bought every tier they got. And you can't put no cup on that thing. You put a cup on it and see what happens. Okay, I'm just saying.
That cup be no good.
Shoot. You got that right. You better not like that cup. That's all I'm saying.
The tiers you going to have is the ones you cry from thinking that's going to work.
Exactly. So I got the meat all covered. Let me move this out the way. Okay. Get the way. And wipe my stove off again. Oh my goodness.
Hi. So Auntie Pom Pom's, her said my mom used paper bag, and even if she had flour for the fish or the chicken,
yeah, you used to they put it in a paper bag. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I remember them ripping it open and draining the chicken and stuff on the same, not on the same bag, but on another bag. Because back when you went to the store, your stuff was put in paper bags. So you always saved those bags.
So here's my next question: did your old school people used to reuse these flours and stuff?
Well, they don't know about them reusing the flour, but they sure as heck reuse that grease.
Oh yeah.
They get that chicken grease and they put it in the Crisco. See, we used to have a Crisco can. So you have a can with Crisco shortening in it, vegetable oil, or some people use a lard. And they'd have this can, the special can, and they would take it and they would, whatever chicken grease or whatever, pork chop grease, they pour it over in there and they reuse it. And I guess that's why you say, I wonder why the chicken and stuff that you had at home didn't taste. It always had this different flavor because you had, what they were doing back then was making seasoned oil. That's what they were doing. And it wasn't deliberate.
You know it. You know.
It wasn't deliberate. But
some of the greatest creations come from necessity.
Yeah, because they had learned not to waste anything.
Right. Fish grease, chicken grease, they held on.
I don't know if they held fish grease. You may have cooked too. I don't think they held on to the fish grease too much. Okay. But they would cook a lot of fish in it. I don't think that they would do that. But I wouldn't cook chicken and fish grease.
No.
That I wouldn't do. Exactly. I mean, you don't care about what your flavors are. But yeah. So I'm just waiting for this grease to heat up so I can get this stuff in here. And I'm gonna get this on.
One more thing, is it possible to fry something in butter if like forever for whatever reason you don't have grease?
Butter it cannot deal with high heat. So you wouldn't want to fry this in that because this is going to take a longer time. If you want to do it like a saute, then I need it. Yeah. My husband is worrying me about a paper that I printed. He worried about what on the printer, y'all. We're not doing any work today, not dip kind. So we don't care. He worried about the color. Lord Jesus. Oh my goodness.
Make sure you got quality.
Okay, but in the grand scheme of what I'm doing, do I really care?
Hey.
Okay, what I just did, y'all, I just sprinkled a little bit of water in this pan. Don't do that if you're scared. Okay, you can put a little bit of flour over it, and it's when it starts dancing, you'll know it's ready. Or you can have a thermometer and put it in there and see the temperature.
Or the other trick, if you happen to have a cover for like the little netting.
Yes, put the netting on, and yeah, I taught her this, and now she's trying to throw it in my face. Okay, or you can take this netting, y'all, and put it on here. Okay, just like that. Okay, I don't know why this timer was on.
Is the oven not on?
No, the oven's not on. So let me try it again. Because what I don't want it to cook too fast. See, now it's angry. I'm sure you heard it. You're going to take it down to 7. And what I'm not going to do is crowd my pan. Okay, let me get this over here. Let me take it back. Because I wanted to get... So I'm going to put my first one in. I'm not going to crowd the pan. Okay. I'm going to put 2 in at a time. And let them brown. Okay, let's stick that over there. Now you don't want to cover it yet. So I'm going to take it down because it's getting hot. I don't want it to over brown because I'm just searing right now. I'm searing and I'm not cooking because these are thick. When you have thin pork chops, you can get it in there and get it out. So let's get this here. I took it down because I don't want it. Remember, I got the paprika on there, and I do not want the paprika to over brown it. So let me get this in here. I'm gonna take a sip of this loveliness. Yes, I am. That's good. And while I do that, I'm going to tell you a little bit about some kitchen rhythms. If you don't know what kitchen rhythms are, that's something that I came up with. That's something that I coach. Okay. And kitchen rhythms is not about the recipe itself. It's about the navigation in the kitchen, making it easier for you. Weekend Eats is all about finding fast ways or faster ways to get that food that mama or grandma used to cook in less time. Still quality, but you have little things that you can do to have those flavors, those tastes, and things like that. The kitchen rhythm aspect of it is more so the planning and things like that. So this particular week, I thought about, somebody was telling, I know, my sister was saying to me, you know, she's so used to cooking for a lot of people. Now that she's alone, it's hard for her to just cook just enough for herself. And then when she cooks a lot, then she has all these leftovers and she gets tired of eating them. So we don't, first of all, we don't say leftovers, okay? Because that's a no-no. Okay, what do we call them now, everybody? Does anyone remember what we call them?
Goodie.
No. Okay, yeah. I can't with them. I really can't. Didn't I say royal? Remember? Does anyone remember? Do any of you remember out there? If you, yes, royal remainders. That's what they are. Royal remainders, because you know they are supreme. Do you realize when something sits the next day, the vast majority of stuff that is older, it has more flavor. So why would you label it like it's something that is a deficit? Royal remainders, I tell you, royal remainders. In any case, we're going to be talking about how not to have so much of that. And that's through doing a little planning. So a lot of know, like me, all of your list, and then you fill in the things that you don't have in your stable, and you have a certain, amount of things, of certain types of foods that you buy. Okay. I was a little bit more adventurous because I like to experiment. Let me check the meat. So I'm gonna take it down. Yeah, but it's getting brown, so we're gonna flip it. I don't want it overly brown. Okay. But see, also, when you don't have a lot of it in here, it'll cook faster. Okay, and like I said, that paprika can get dark. That particular one. So I'm taking it down because I could have put 3 in here, but I'm only doing 2 at a time. And it's brown on one side already. You want to let it get the crust to solidify on that pork chop or that steak. And if you do it with flour on the steak, it's like a chicken fried steak almost, but better because you're going to do it smothered. Okay, so you're not going. It tastes better this way. I like it with the brown gravy. You want to make sure that you cook it enough so your crust does not come off, because your crust is going to be some of, like how my mother used to do it. Some of the crust actually work to thicken the gravy, but see, I'm going to do a roux, so I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm going to take mine out and then I'm going to put mine back in and cook it into the gravy. So that's my little hack. So anyway, like I was saying with the kitchen rhythm, learning how through meal prep. So some people will set their whole week out for 7 days. Instead of doing 7 days, do 3 days at a time. And think about how you can switch it up. Make some chicken, okay? You want to make the chicken in different ways so you can incorporate it. Maybe make some baked chicken. You have some left over. You cut it up, put it in a casserole. You can put it in a salad. You can do things like that to help make different meals for you, especially when you're by yourself. Because, hey, you may not want to eat heavy that night, but you made that chicken on Sunday and you have some left. You cut it up, you put it in a nice salad for yourself for dinner. Easy peasy. Or take it to lunch. You know what I'm saying? So it's about the 3-day rule. You don't plan a 7-day menu that's very rigid. You want to plan in 3-day blocks of time. So that leaves space for the leftovers and for you to have a little experimentation, improvisation, and be creative. And that's what you want to do. So you want to cook once and you eat twice. Okay. So for instance, like, proteins can turn into something else. When you're doing proteins, you can, like I said, cut them up into other things. You don't put any breading on this. You just sear this. There's a lot of things you can do with this pork chop. You know, the smothered pork chops tonight. You can have pork chop it up over some rice, put a little bit of barbecue sauce on it, and it turns into a whole different sauce over some rice. You can have a sandwich the next day, but see, normally it ain't going to be nothing left. They'll probably eat this, and if there was some left, they eat the sandwich the next day, or in the middle of the night. So, and like I said, put things in the freezer. My grandmother, the one who did the paper towels, didn't believe in eating leftovers because she just always cooked every day. Let me check the pork chop. Oh, yeah. And I'm going to show y'all. Well, these bad boys is huge. And so you got to be careful when you're manipulating. When you're cooking it slow, you have the propensity for your crust to kind of pop off, because then it goes from a frying sensation to more like a steaming. But when you have something this thick, you want it to cook through. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take these off and let them drain and kind of start resting. I'm going to put the other two in. And I'm using this so my crust doesn't desert me. Okay, perfect. And this will help me drain it. Let me get that down. I'm getting my crust is coming off. And I don't want that to happen. Okay, get that back over here. Okay, let's bring this over. And then I'll let y'all see what I'm talking about. Okay, let me get the other two in here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to take this up because the temperature has gone down a bit. But you have to know when you have these cast iron skillets, once they get hot, they get really hot. So now what you did, the heat level that you had it on before, you want to bring it down just so you don't burn your food. So let me get this in here. I'm putting the other one in there. And now I'm going to get this plate out the way. Because I don't care what I do. When I deal with flour, it's like the color purple. Okay, so I got that there. Let me toss this in the garbage. Just like that. And let me wipe that off. Let me get my screen back on here. Because I'm going to turn it up a bit. I got it on 7. So I'm going to put it to an 8, but I'm going to watch it. And I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about as far as the crust. Get this out the way. Now, I know right now you're like, I want to eat this. Not yet. It's not ready because it's too thick. But if it was half this size, you could eat it after a little bit more cooking. But do you see you have this, and it's going to sit like this. We're going to put this on the side. And we're going to get the other ones looking like that. And then we're going to make us a roux. And we're going to put our pork chops in there. We're going to steam them through. And see, I got to watch this because it'll brown really quickly now because this is hot. They're already getting brown, but see that crust is not stuck to it yet. So I got to let it sit for a couple of seconds. So back to what I was saying about the rhythm. So there is a rhythm in your kitchen. That's why I like to listen to music when I cook. But what I was saying is you can condense what you're cooking and still make it brand new. And so you don't get bored. See, I'm a person, I like a few things. And so I can eat the same things over and over again, doesn't bother me. But like I was saying about my mother, she was not accustomed to doing that. She cooked every single day of her life. So she was very good at cooking just enough for dinner. And then the next day, you had to have something else. I don't care if it was the best tasting stuff ever, and it was still rolling. I am telling you, she has cooked stuff, and my mother been gone. My sister can tell you how many years she's been gone. Probably 30 or 40 years since I've had a meal of hers. But I will tell you this: the meals that I had still stick in my memory to the point that I can still taste them in my mouth. And she would do that stuff and cook it one time, and then I couldn't get any more until the next week, and I was not happy. Okay, so royal remainders, I say. Anyhow, you want to make it a ritual, and you do things according to what your needs are. A lot of time, and I know people they buy things in bulk, and that's good, things that are not perishable. But I'm going to tell you, if you get bored, there's 150,302,703 billion ways to make a chicken. Trust me, I got every recipe on my channel. Okay, and every single one of them is going to give you something different, depending on seasonings. Spices and seasonings will determine the difference in what you're eating, even if you're eating the same type of things all the time. And that's the difference. A lot with Southern cooking, we use basic ingredients: salt, pepper. We may use some garlic powder, depending on what region of the South you come from. You may use some onions. You're going to use some bell peppers. You're going to do that Trinity. But if you lift your foods, those ordinary foods that you get tired of, you can take that same roasted chicken and throw some turmeric on it and have you some turmeric chicken and rice. Okay, and now you got a whole nother dish. And you're like, oh, I didn't know it tastes like that. So it's about being creative, and that's going to give you a different rhythm in your kitchen, and that's going to make you look forward to eating some of the things that you'd be surprised. You may have a whole week's worth of groceries in your refrigerator. Let me check this. Let's see, the heat is coming up. Let me take this down. I hope I didn't scorch my stuff. Okay, I came just in the nick of time. Okay, turn that over.
Also, I just want to read the message that Sam left. She said, we never had any leftovers because we had a big family. That makes sense.
Yep.
That makes sense.
So I'm turning this down. Well, I didn't know that story back then. All I knew is them Monday biscuits were so soft they was floating off like they were flying, and they didn't fly enough in my mouth. That's all I knew. Now I'm getting the backstory. So I understand now. There was no leftovers because there was a lot of mouths. Okay, I turned this down to 5 because just as I was talking to y'all, the heat went up and it tried to mess up my pork chop. And I'm not trying to have that noise. Okay, because another thing about me, I am very visual. So whatever you'll see on my thumbnails is what you're going to see in person because I'm very visual. That's another thing that will keep you from being bored. If you take the time to worry about what the stuff looks like, it'll excite you and it will make you want to eat certain things. Okay, I often say like this: when I do my thumbnails and when I do my shorts, I want whoever is looking at it to want to lick the screen. That is the effect that I want to have. And I have it on myself sometimes. That's when I'm working my 9 to 5 and I'm sitting there and I just happen to flick and I see something that's like, oh, and you really don't want to cook that because you know what it's going to take. Boy, do I wish they had stuff like I could blink that food off and it'd be right in front of me. That's how good I want it to look. Exactly. I could twinkle my nose like Bewitched, which y'all may not know what that is either. But look it up. Or I Dream a Genie. Or magic. If it's magic, then why can't it be everlasting? Yeah. So let me check. When I say these are some gargantuan, I want to know what pig that came out of.
Me too.
A very well-fed.
A well-endowed pig. That's all I can say. Okay. Let me take this apple off because it's like getting in the way of a feeling, okay, that I need to be drinking this. I can't explain. The flavors is really good. Now, what I also do with these pork chops when I make them sometimes, I can sear them, put them in the oven, bake them, and then I make a cinnamon apple to go like on the side, some cinnamon apples. Ooh, that's very good too. And that really is Pork chops and apples. So I am channeling my inner Brady Bunch. Okay. What is Brady Bunch? Look it up.
It's the story
Okay.
of a lovely lady.
Now the only reason she knows this is because she lived in a house with a baby boomer. Okay, let me check this. Okay, I think it's ready. Okay, so I'm gonna get these off, put them over here, and then I'm gonna start working on my gravy. So I can sit them in the pan and just let them just kind of finish cooking. What? Okay, let's get you out of here. Boy, yeah. I hope y'all mouth can open up big enough to get this one in.
Yep. I'll unpinch the jaw, Kiki.
Okay, only you.
Hey, it works.
Only you. Okay, I'm getting this off of here. All right, so let me turn this off and I'll let y'all see what the finished product, it ain't finished, but the brown, how beautifully brown these are. How beautiful is that? Y'all make some noise if you think this is a nice golden.
Jesus.
And we ain't finished yet. We're not finished yet. So we're gonna get this over here and we're gonna do a little transitioning. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my let me turn this off. But that gets on my nerves. I'm gonna take my spatula and I'm gonna kind of roll this around here because this right here, if I were to put them back in here, but they're so big, I want them all to lay flat. So I'm going to transfer them to my stainless steel skillet, which is pretty big. But I'm just moving around what I call the nibbly bits. And nibbly bits are nothing but all of the seasonings and yum that comes off of whatever you fry or you sear in the bottom of your pan. And you want to use these nibbly bits when you're making your gravy. So because I'm transferring this, I'm going to just drop a little bit of the oil and stuff with the nibbly bits in this skillet over here. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm just moving it around so they don't solidify. Let me get that over here. Let me get this pan and spray it. Okay. Okay, just like that. Because I don't want anything sticking as I'm making this gravy and roux. So I'm really overdoing now. Yes, I know. But you know what? I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I got this here. And I'm going to try to be very intentional because this still is heavy as I don't know what. And it's hot. So you have to be very careful because even the handle on this is hot. So I will be using something to hold it with, which is this thing right here. Okay, that's my favorite microfiber cloth. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get a big giant spoon, if I can find it. Oh, here it is. So I'm getting a big giant serving spoon because I want to have a big enough spoon to transfer some of this oil in. Okay. And I'm just going to transfer a little. Get that out the way. Get that over here. I would lift it and pour it, but it's so hot, I don't want to take the risk of missing the pan. So I'm trying to be very, very careful and get it in here because I don't want all of this oil. I only want some of it. Just enough to get my roux started. And get my pork chop in. And I'll let you see how much oil I have when I finish. I'll probably end up with probably about a quarter cup of oil. But I'm just, because this oil is definitely seasoned. Okay, oil. Thing is heavy. And this is more time consuming than I want it to be, but this thing is heavy.
Need help?
Well, yeah, I'm good because it'd just be too many of us here. And I think about one more will do it. And I can always go and reference it again if I need it. That's the lovely thing when you're making this kind of stuff. You can always do a couple of things. If your roux doesn't thicken as much as you want, then you do a slurry, which we may just do that. But what I'm at right here, as you see, let me just bring it down. It's not that much oil in here, as you can see. Okay, so I'm going to take this over here. I'm going to heat it up. And I'm going to get some flour again. Okay. But this time, I'm not getting it. I'm going to let beautiful sister get it and put it in a cup. Because I don't want to get it on me. Okay. And so I'm going to get that. And then we're going to do a little roux. I usually don't do roux. I make it simple. But I'm going to do a roux for this because I really want these pork chops to come out like I want them to. So I'm going to do the whole shebang. So beautiful assistant can come here. It'd be nice. Let me get this. Move this out the way. And get my cast iron skillet over here. Okay. So
How much do you want me to pour for you?
I don't want you to pour anything. I just want for the
roux.
Yeah.
Like a tablespoon?
Yeah, 3 tablespoons actually.
3. Okay.
And then I'll just work with that. I add it accordingly.
Okay.
Okay, let me get this out. Excuse me, I'm gonna get you. Okay, let's get this over here.
Would you like me to put this?
Yeah, you can. You
okay.
can.
Okay. While I'm here. And is that enough onion, or would you like some more?
No, that's good. That's enough onion. You cut up a lot of onion because you want to have all of that. You know, onion cooks down. So if you don't cut it up enough of it, then it'll disintegrate, and you'll just have onion flavored stuff. We need to have all that. Yes. And I need a little plastic fork.
Got it.
So what we're going to do now, usually what you do with your roux, it usually is about a 1/4 cup of oil. And then you have a couple of tablespoons of flour. Now, I will go light with the flour at first because the thinner your roux is, the thinner your oil and your flour is going to determine the thickness of it. So if it's really, really thin, and you want really, really thick gravy, you're not going to achieve that. But not to worry, because that's where the slurry comes in. So don't worry. The roux is kind of time consuming, but you got to keep stirring until it gets the color you want. I like doing the slurry with the nibbly bits because it's less work for me. But I think it's important that you know how to do both. So I have about 3 tablespoons of, and you can use all-purpose flour. I think this is self-rising, but it doesn't really matter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to season my flour. A lot of people do not season their roux flour. I season my flour because this way I don't take the risk of my stuff tasting like flour. And, you know, that's just a preference. You don't have to. So I'm going to put a little bit of Casey's Blessing into the flour that I'm going to use for my roux. And that'll be all I'll do for now. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of paprika in it because it's going to help. I want a nice dark brown gravy. So I'm going to put paprika in here so it can darken quicker. You know, that's a hack. Remember, darker gravy, you add things to make it dark. So I put that into my flour. And I'm just kind of breaking up any kind of lumps because the thing that I hate is lumpy gravy. I'm just letting you know. Okay, so this is what it's going to end up looking like, if you can see. I'm not trying to go too close because this light will glare. You can't tell, but it's, you know, you just kind of break it up a bit. So let me get over here. I'm going to turn my skillet on. And I'm going to start it on high. Now, these stainless steel skillets, they get hot quick. So I have to watch it. Just like that. Okay. And then once it gets hot enough, I'm going to start incorporating my flour in here. And then I'm just going to start stirring. And then we stir until it turns the color you want and your flour gets cooked. So when you're making these roux, you can do anything from a lighter roux, which you don't want to brown your flour too much. You just want to just cook it. And see how fast, just like that. It hasn't been a couple of minutes. Let me turn this on. It hasn't been a couple of seconds, actually. And just like that, Let me take this down. That's how fast the stainless steel heats up. So I'm going to get the flour in, and we're going to start to ruin it. I'm not going to put all of it. I'm going to start with about a tablespoonful. Just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to just stir it around until it gets smooth. I'm going to make sure that it is incorporated into the oil. And you stir it into the oil until it marries itself, until your flour marries itself with the oil. You want to turn it down because you don't want it to cook too fast. Take your time. Now, when I put this in here, because my oil was already seasoned, it was a little darker. But if you start with fresh oil, it won't darken up as quickly. So I'm just stirring and stirring around. That's it. This is all you do. You just keep stirring until it gets to the color you want it to be. So my roux, because I want it to be dark, I want it to be the color of probably a copper penny, if you remember what a penny looked like. Not the brand new ones, but the ones that look kind of old. That one. And I'm going to turn this back up because, see, just like that, the heat went down. And you got to keep a constant motion of heat and cook. So right now, my roux is very loose. So I will most probably put some more flour in here. And the reason why I'll do that, because even if it's thick, I can loosen the flour. That's the thing with my chicken broth. Or I could have even used beef broth. If I have beef broth, I probably would use it because this is a meat. But you can use chicken because actually they look at pork like the other white meat. That's what they say. So I'm going to put a little, what'd you say, honey?
That's what they say.
Yeah. I'm going to put a little bit more flour. Just a little bit more. Not the whole 3. Okay, just a little. So I put maybe another teaspoonful in here now. Okay, and I'm stirring, incorporating, making sure that it's smooth. Just like that. And you can let it sit for a second just to kind of cook, but you don't ever want to walk, or you don't walk away from a roux. That you don't do. And I want to have enough gravy here when I finish that these pork chops are really just going to be, they ain't going to be able to breathe. Okay. I don't want to be able to breathe. So I'm still stirring. And I'm stirring. Okay, I'm going to sit this over here for a second and just let it kind of do its thing for a minute. And I'm going to go over here and see if I got some beef broth. Because I got beef broth. I think I'm going to use that instead. So let's see. I thought I had some. I hope I didn't use it all. Okay, let me check my pantry. And lo and behold, I have some beef broth. Ta-da! Lovely. So that's exactly what I want. I have some low sodium beef broth, which is going to help with even more brownness. So let's put the chicken away. And see, just like I said, it's browning in the middle, getting darker and thicker. So I got to get to stirring. Never leave your roux unattended for long. Got to be quick. You got to be bad. You got to be bold. You got to be wiser. That's what you got to be. And I'm stirring. And I will probably put the rest of that in there. But see, don't add it all at one time because it'll get very dried out and lumpy before it gets, and some people will cook it lumpy, you know, and just brown it that way. You know, like I said, me, I'm visual, so I do it this way. So I'm putting the rest of it in here, and that was about 3 tablespoons. And you put you make a roux according to how much gravy you want to make. Now, see, that right there took it to the top. So that made it really, really thick. So let me stir. Just like that. This smells good, though. And now I'm having, and it still isn't dark as I want it to be. So I'm going to keep stirring until it gets to where I need it to be. Now, right here, this is a nice light brown. This is like a camel color. Okay, but I want my roux to be the color of this. Okay, and I'm stirring, and it's still going like that. Okay, let it sit for a second. Let me throw this away. Just like that. Now, once I get my roux brown enough, then I will add some of my garlic, some of my herbs, some more seasoning to my roux. Because my roux is then going to have fluid incorporated, which is this beef broth. So anytime you incorporate liquid to something that's seasoned, you got to season it again. Yeah, I'm gonna let it sit. If you let it sit for a second, it starts darkening even more. And so I'm let it sit because I saw it doing this little darkening in the middle, just like I wanted it. Okay. And now I'm telling you, like I was telling you, like now you're sitting up here, you know, you vibing and stuff. You're talking to your family or whatever. For me, usually I'm in this kitchen and I'm singing some Luther. Okay. But I have no copyrights for that, so I can sing to you, but I can't play it. Anyhow, and this can be done ahead of time for your Sunday dinner. And it's going to taste good, even better the next day. See, this is getting that nice brown now. Take it down just a little. Keep on stirring. And then I'm going to show y'all what it looks like. It's almost there. Also, if you want to darken your gravy and you want to, and it's too light, always have some gravy master on hand. Okay. And they sell different brands of it. It's just a caramelization. It helps darken your sauces and your gravies if you want them to be darker, you know, and it's just a shortcut. Okay, we go over here and stir some more. Okay. All right, I think we're almost there. But see, once I introduce the liquid, then I can't make it any darker. And I want it to be a nice color. Because I'm going to tell you, the lighter the gravy, the taste is different. And this is something that's hearty. So we're almost there. And this is if you're doing it from scratch. Now, if you want to do it the easy way, you cook your stuff, you get yourself some no-name gravy, season it up, pour it over there, and then steam it through. There you go. But I was feeling myself today, so I said, well, let me do it from scratch. But let me show y'all. So this is what it's going to look like when you finish. Can everybody see? And you see it's kind of fluid, right? Which is good because we're going to put some more liquid in here, season it up. We're going to get some butter in there. And if we need to thicken it up some more, we're going to do a slurry. Let me get this back over here. Let me get y'all back up where you belong. Just like that there. How about that? And voila. All right. And let me wipe off myself. All right. So this is still going on a 4. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to get some garlic. I'm going to do about a tablespoonful of this minced garlic in here. And start letting that to sizzle. Just like that. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of rosemary. As I'm seasoning this because I'm getting ready to introduce some fluids. I'm going to hit it with the Casey's Blessing. And see, all these flavors are concentrated right now. So when the fluid hits it, it'll even it off. Okay? And then what I'm going to do, now, I have my onion soup mix. So once I get my liquids in, I'm going to put my onion soup mix in there because I like the flavor of that. I'm going to do some celery flakes. Now, the celery flakes will reanimate themselves when they hit liquid. And let me stir this up because I don't want my garlic to scorch. And see, it's still turning colors, and this is good. Okay, let me bring it down, take it down even further. But see, I'm not cooking my vegetables, I'm just kind of wetting them and letting them incorporate in the roux, and they'll be ready for the liquid. Get that over there. And let's see what else I'll put in here. I'll put a little bit of onion powder. And some pepper. Just like that. And a pinch of salt. A little bit, just a little bit. But like I said, I'm getting ready to water it down now, and this is low sodium. And I didn't forget a little drizzle of Worcestershire sauce. And you don't have to do this, but I'm going to tell you, it really enhances the flavor if it was open. I swear they always give me stuff that's not open. Okay, you need to do this like real quick because I don't have any nails to grab this. Wait a minute. But see, this is like, you got to be real fast when you do this stuff or your stuff will burn. And I don't do burn. I don't do burn and try to call it Cajun. I don't do that. So I'm going to put about an 1/8 teaspoonful of Worcestershire sauce in here. And then I'm going to balance those flavors with a little squirt of Splenda. You can do regular sugar, like an 1/8 teaspoonful. Okay, and see, this is real thick now. So I did good by putting the whole 3 tablespoons in, but adding it slowly. But see, now this is real thick. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to start with about a cup of this beef broth. Remember, if you don't have beef broth, you can use chicken broth. Even if you have steak, you can use chicken broth. So now I got this fluid in here and I got to get this to combine. So I'm taking it down even further. I'm probably going to put it on low now because I got to get my meat in here. So I'm going to put it on low and I'm going to add some more fluid because this is really thick already. So I'm going to add a lot of fluid in here so I can have a lot of gravy. Okay, and I'm going to stir and get it all incorporated. Yep, that's what I'm going to do.
That's what I'm going.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I'm gonna knock on your door, rap on your window pane. Wanna tell you, baby, the changes I've been going through. Missing you till you come back to me. That's what I'm gonna do. Sounds kind of cringy, don't it? Sounds kind of stalkerish, doesn't it? Hey, back in the day, romance was a stalk. What can I tell you? Okay, so it's really incorporating well. I'm going to put some more because I want more. How do you like it? How do you like it? We want lots of gravy. And so if I have to thicken it up some more, I will do that. But in the meantime, we need to have enough fluid in this pan, and I'm making a mess, enough fluid in this pan in order to put my pork chops back there, because remember, we have to finish cooking the pork chops. So let me take it up just a little. Let me take it up get more chops up in here. And I'm gonna tell you, the flour coating on the chops is also gonna help season this. Now you're like, Casey, why are you not putting the onions in? The onions are gonna be one of the last things I put them in because they still have a little integrity. And if you put them in now, they'll just cook right away. They will cook down. And that's not necessary because I want them to be part of that nice sandwich. And I'm sure my husband does too.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
so that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Let me get a little bit more fluid. So I used, this was 32 ounces. I used about half of that. Let me bring some more in here. I want a lot of gravy. I ain't gonna even lie. I probably use the whole thing. I'm gonna save a little bit so I can make my slurry and finish thickening it up. And I'm gonna put some butter in here. But that'll be towards the end. As a matter of fact, I think I'm putting it in there now. Okay, let me get this. This needs to bring this to a little boil. I'm gonna take 1 stick of this butter and I'm gonna put it in. Why didn't I put it in when I did the roux? Because I didn't want the butter to scorch. And oil can stand the heat. So that's why. See, I try to anticipate y'all questions. I really do. I be trying. Okay, I'm gonna take, I have a half a pack of this onion soup mix. I don't need the whole pack, just a little. I like the flavor. And I'm gonna put that in. Just like that. And I'm gonna melt this butter. Once I get the butter melted, then I'll put the pork chop back in. And it's just a stirring process. So this is nice. And my butter's floating around like a log in an ocean. I'm cutting it up so it'll dissolve quicker. Try not to splash. Okay. Just doing this little thing. Okay. And while this cooks, I'm gonna put on a little bit of rice because I have people in here, gotta have rice. Just some nice white rice, nice and fluffy. And I'm gonna cook that rice in I don't know, I may try using, I may use the beef broth for that too. Just take it all like that. Okay, so let me get the top on this. And while it comes to a boil, and once it comes to a boil, then I'll put the meat in and we'll take it down. Okay, let me clean up this mess. And I haven't forgotten my herbs yet, y'all, but I want to wait till it comes to a boil to deal with the herbs. Because that's a garnish than it is anything else. It does give it some nice flavor, but you put that powdered rosemary on there. So that's really going to enhance it. So we were still into the kitchen rhythm thing. So like I said, for those of you who are looking for ways to not waste food, this is going to be the way to go. Okay, do your 3-day meal planning at a time and think of different things. Like say, we eat a lot of chicken here. That's because these kids love chicken. You know, it really don't matter to me. Every now and then, you know, I'll get a piece of steak or something like that. But it doesn't matter because I can make so many different things, you know, with chicken and still accommodate them. But if you're doing different types of meat, and try some other kinds of meat, because sometimes this stuff is expensive. So we have to be creative. We really do have to be creative with our recipes. And I think we get kitchen fatigue because we're so used to doing the same things over and over and over again. We have to step outside of our boxes and do a little experimentation. That's why I say I often call myself, because I will throw some stuff together. Yes, I will. And it will turn out just perfect. And you have to be fearless when you're in your kitchen. in order to keep yourself motivated. Because I know like we tired. We're not telling you all the stuff we want to eat it, but we don't feel like preparing it, and that's why we end up gravitating to places and getting it from elsewhere. And then a lot of times not even being happy with what you got. I know that's me. And that's why I have just kind of steered away from eating out as much, you know. Okay, I'm going to take it up a little higher. This is taking longer than I wanted to. Okay, I'm putting it on a 5. It should come to a boil on 5. In the meantime, let me get my measuring cup out so I can get the rice on. Because you're like, aren't you doing instant rice? Yeah, but see, there's a method to instant rice. If you don't want it to taste like instant rice, put it that way. And I don't ever want it to taste like instant rice. I just want the convenience. Right? Come on. See, it's making me go up higher to 7. So if it starts getting angry, I'm telling you, my food and my pots have big attitude. And sometimes I just have to have a little talk with them. You know, we have to have a little come to pan moment where we have to talk to each other and understand who drives the train up here in this here piece. Because sometimes I think they run stuff. For real. See, look at you. Come on. I'm trying to let it get a little heat to it before I put my meat in there because I don't want it to pull all my coating off. I don't have big, thick coating on here. I don't do a whole lot of big, thick coating. I believe that each part of whatever you're eating should have its own way of you tasting it. So if I'm going to put a lot of breading on something, then how am I even seeing the integrity or tasting the integrity of what it's coated with? You know what I'm saying? I've gotten chicken, like say I'll go to a chicken place or whatever, and it's so coated, you're like, where's the meat? Yeah. So it's like you just bought some real flavorful skin or it's just a whole bunch of flavorful flour, and literally, where's the meat? I ain't trying to do that. Okay, everybody got to have their place to stand. Okay, so now it's boiling perfectly. We get this over here, and I'm going to get the pork chops and put it in. Okay, and get them over here. Be very intentional, careful. But they rested really nicely. I'm just going to get them back inside the pan, just like that. What's wrong? Does the smoke bother you?
No.
Need some water?
The slide went down around you.
Oh, okay. Okay, so now I got them all in here, and I told y'all I was going to let y'all see. Okay, so let me do this right quick, because if I do it too slow, my stove will go off because it needs contact. But do you see? Can y'all see right quick? Let me know.
Yep.
Okay, so it's in here. Let me get it back so it can start going back to where it was, because it needs to be having some movement. Let me take it up, because I took it off. Okay, and I'm going to move this out of the way. See, now my little one that I got there, that thing right there, it's going to take no time for it to cook. I'm going to leave a little tinting in it because I do want it to kind of steam through, but not just yet. When I bring it down, then I'm going to cover it all the way. Okay, let me get this over here. Get my little fork. Get my. I call this my Corey fork because Corey's big and yeah. So it's the fork.
That's a fork, yeah.
Okay.
This is a knife.
Okay. Yes. And yes, that's a knife. That's a fork. Which one is a teaspoon, honey?
Hey now.
Okay, so it's doing this thing really fast now, y'all. So I'm going to cover it up. I'm going to turn it down. And I'm going to watch it because I don't want it to stick. So I'm going to take it to a fork. And I'm going to give it some movement every now and then. Because I don't want this, because it's starting to try to stay in one place already. And I don't want it to do that because I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose you. I don't want to lose my crust. You want all these little components to happen together. And see, it won't take anything. This stuff is sticking it up again, just like that. So I'm going to be moving it every now and then. Let me get this rice on. Get that over there. Because before I know it, this stuff will be ready. Okay? So, what I normally do when I make my rice, for those of you who are seeing this for the very first time, is I will get some foil. And for every cup of rice, I use pretty much 2 cups of water. Not like the directions. You do the directions, you're going to get pellets. You do it Casey's way, you're going to get fluffy, like as if it was not instant. So I take this because I use it like a funnel. So I can put the rice on and I can get it in my pot easy. Okay, I'm going to turn this around so you can see. Okay, so you said you want to put the rice in here. You did. I got it. So I can turn this down now off because I have a top on here. I don't have to worry about any smoke from the pots. I'm just putting this in this little container here, y'all. But first I'll just put, so I'm going to do 2 cups of rice. Because one thing about rice, even if you have, and that's something else, if you have extra rice and this sits in the refrigerator overnight, the dynamics of the rice change. So it goes from being very starchy to being more fiber-based, which means that if you are diabetic, it won't have the same carb dynamic. It becomes a more complex carbohydrate than turning just into glucose in your blood. Just a little tip. I'm no medical professional, but you can read that.
You threw that out there.
Yes.
Usually.
Y'all see, everything I say can be substantiated by you reading for yourself. Okay, so I don't know what anybody say. Casey said what Casey read. You need to know. Because Casey like to read. Casey don't like to take people's word for stuff. For real. You tell me something, I got to research it, and then I still may not believe it. And that's the truth. But you get so much false information, just because people want to sell stuff, and get your attention. And, you have to be mindful of the things that you ingest and the things that you believe. Our minds are set up for us to question stuff. So don't ever let somebody lead you down a garden path, as they say, when all you got to do is read. Let me check this. Move it around. Okay, just a little. Let's move it. This is doing perfect. We're going to have a lot of gravy. Yes, we are. I'm going to get some of my herbettes in here. And I'm going to do a pinch of each. And a pinch is just simply your forefinger or your index finger and your thumb. I'm going to do a medium pinch. I'm going to show you what a medium pinch is. This is a medium. We're going to do medium. And that is the basil. Can't get the top back on. Okay, top. And this is the Italian herbs. And I'm going to save the parsley for the garnish, even though the parsley does have a flavor. I'm going to do a pinch of the Italian herbs. There you go. It smells really good.
That it do.
Okay, let me get that on here, that on there. Okay, and let me just move that around a little. Just move it around. Just a little movement. So we can incorporate our herbs in there. Just a little movement so we don't have anything sticking. Yeah, that's I can't wait to get mine because I got a cute little one over here. I can't wait.
You can't eat one of them big things in one sitting.
No, you just have to have half tomorrow with your grits.
Oh Lord.
Okay. Yeah. See, he'll eat a royal remainder for that. Okay, so you put the top on there. And now I'm going to get my fluid or my liquid, as my other daughter tells me. You aren't calling it fluid. Well, it is it's fluidy. That's why I'm calling it fluid. So I'm gonna get some more of the beef broth because I think it'd be appropriate. Yeah, I'll use chicken. That way, if we're not doing anything meaty, we're doing chickeny, then it just gives it a nice flavor. So I have 2 cups of rice. I'm doing 3 cups of chicken broth. Okay, into my pot. I'm gonna turn this down to a 3. And let me get my liquid in there. 3 cups of this, so that's 1. That's 2. And I'm making this rice because I know these people want rice. Okay, I could just do the sandwich.
That person has it.
Okay, so 3. Let me do just a little over the shoulder, just there, just that. So 3 and 8. Okay, and we wipe that up. That all cleaned up over here. And I want to season it up a little. Y'all know I'm going to do that. But that's just how I roll. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of butter and put it in here. But I have some butter that's already open. So I'm going to get that. And so about 3 tablespoons of butter I'm going to put over in here. And I'm going to put a little bit of Casey's Blessing, a little garlic powder, and some onion powder. That's it. Keep it clean. Gravy that'll flavor up the world. Okay, so onion powder. Okay, and then we're going to bring this to a boil, get our rice in, and we're going to let that cook. Okay, bring that up. And I'm going to take a little sip because I'm thirsty. How about that? Okay, so I'll bring this over here. And, okay, I'm going to drink that. So I'm waiting for this rice water actually to start to boil, and then I'll put the rice in. This is really satisfying. Speaking of satisfying, y'all know I do Sundown Coffee. And what Sundown Coffee is, I drink coffee at night. Now, a lot of people can't drink coffee at night because it may keep them up or the caffeine may bother them. I must have a very strong constitution because, honey, I drink espresso at night. That's just how thick it is. Anyway, and it doesn't bother me. And it's comforting to me. So I was thinking, my Sundown Coffee, and beautiful assistant is the only person in the house that can make my coffee. So that gets to be a pain in the neck, I'm sure, when I'm up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and she's not going to know the recipe. One day I'll learn. Not. Anyway, so I was thinking about how my nighttime coffee often feels like it's healing me from the inside out. I don't know why it feels that way for me. I don't know if it'll feel that way for you. But for those of you who want to rock with me and this nighttime sundown thing, it's great. And if you don't drink coffee, that's the coffee pan. I'm like, okay, is my pot making that noise?
Nope.
If you don't drink coffee, it could be tea or hot chocolate or warm milk or, hey, like my husband, iced coffee.
Yes,
when he just want to be part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
So night is for reset. Let me tell you something. For somebody like me who never sleeps, I don't know when the sun sets and when it don't and when it reset or what. But for the average person who actually takes a nap and goes to sleep, I call them naps because I never. Anyway. So it's not for replaying stress. Night is supposed to be that bring you down repair time. Okay. My chassis, it just keep going. All right. So you want to protect the last hours of your night. And I'm going to tell you, you don't want to talk. I know that feeling. You don't want my husband get real chatty.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
See, I'm just telling on him. Okay, this is what I'm going to tell y'all the real deal. Okay.
Oh, no.
Do you see how bubbly I am at night?
Mm-hmm.
The bubbles go away.
No.
I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like. I will tell you, I am less. But this don't get to sleep. But I prefer nighttime. Me, I am more communicative at nighttime. Okay, in the morning, my it's just like a light bulb. And I'm talking about 3 o'clock in the morning when he gets to go to work, and he's just bouncing all around here, and he's so lively and blah 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 blah. And all I really want to do is
Mute button.
is yes. If there was a remote control,
It's like click.
if there was a remote control to stop him in mid-action, okay, because he is just full of life. Come 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, okay, he's catatonic. He has to decompress. And that's when the light comes on for me. And he's like, I don't know how you do it. Hey, the city never sleeps. That's all. So bringing that back. So, like I said, any kind of warm drink. And boy, oh boy, if I could get that time, because I'll put my headset on, because of course, he's sleeping. And I'll listen to some nice music and I'll drink my coffee and I'm working, either on, my YouTube stuff or my other job, or I'm just chilling, and it is so comforting. It is so comforting when you're able to just clear your mind, which is something I don't do that often. It's usually always something back there like, I got to do this or got to do that, or I'm doing something and my mind is doing something else and I'm talking about something else and I'm in the midst of this and other people are like, okay. So, yeah. So this may be a ritual just for Casey. What can I tell you? But I don't think so. There are other people out there like me, I tell you. So anyway.
I drink coffee all day, every day. It don't matter when.
Yeah, she drinks it all day, every day. Okay. And I mean big, giant, gigantic cups of, can you please give me, I'm going the opposite direction.
What?
Oh my goodness. The rice is on fire. Woo. Okay, let me turn it down. Let's bring it down. I'm over here venting about this. So now this is what you do. You take your rice, and this is why you do your foil. Okay, and I'm going to stir it up, and then I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then I'm going to take it down. Now, normally, when you do instant rice, they tell you to put it in here, let it stir, and then sit it on back there and let it finish. That's if you want regular instant rice. But if you don't want regular instant rice, let me take it back up to a little boil. And you want it to be rice like
you made it for a long time.
I was gonna say something that wasn't that. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna mind my mouth. Yes, I am. So I'm gonna bring this back up. But if you wanted to have that dynamic,
ding ding ding.
Yes, the ding 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 word. The dynamic of that scratch rice that everybody wants to rinse 150 times. You ain't got to do that with this. Okay. Because this rice right here, oh my goodness, this is so cute.
What the food?
Yeah, the food is so cute. Look how cute it is.
My reception over here watching you is unbelievable. I know we all having some reception issues tonight.
Who said that?
Auntie Pomona.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Must be a storm rising. I hope not.
I'm moving this around.
Matter of fact, they said it's supposed to rain tomorrow. So it could very well be that.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm shaking y'all guys. I have to get by and get this coffee.
Yeah, I'm moving my chops. Moving my chops. And this is just getting so nice and thick and lovely. I'm gonna get that spoon and I'm gonna start spoon. Okay, now my rice has come to a boil. I'm gonna take it down, all the way down to a low simmer. Cover it up, just like that. I'm gonna get my spoon and I'm gonna take some of this gravy and I'm just gonna start spooning it on top of my chops. This man, if you thought that short looked good, this in person stuff is I can't tell you. Oh my goodness, yes. Okay. Put that over there, just like this. And let me close this back up. Because it's really doing this thing. I'm proud of them. I'm so proud of being in love with the pig.
Hey.
Oh boy. Let me just wipe this down and get this back over here. All right, so my rice has calmed down, so it's going to absorb the liquid. I won't say the fluid, the liquid, and it will be delicious. For those in the family that want to have rice. And this is another meal. Like I said, I just want some pork chop sandwich, a piece of it. See, now this could be a direct some of your Sunday dinner. Get yourself a nice vegetable. Mm-hmm. Do your thing. So if you make a little extra, that's okay because Sunday dinner and Sunday steak or Sunday for my friend Lois lamb chop with some gravy. Don't sleep on the techniques, okay? Don't put yourself in a box and say, well, you're cooking a pork chop. It can't be like, oh, baby. It can be whatever you want it to be. Because guess what? It's your house and you live here. There's a welcome mat at the door. All right, y'all. That's what I was saying about my coffee. So here's to all of you. It's nighttime, the right time, and I'm about to take a sip. Ooh, I don't know what she does to this. I just don't know. But it tastes delicious. It's simple. It's strong. It's bold. It stands up to stuff. It's much like I am. So I guess that's why I like it. Mm. And it provides peace in the Middle East.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so.
There's no peace in the Middle East.
Okay, he just had to take it there. Okay. That's just a little saying. Okay. I am not going to involve myself in anything other than the pleasure principle. Yes. Okay. And we're going to be talking about Rick James. How about that? You want to talk about Rick? You know what? I never really listened to those songs. I danced to them songs. Goodness, when this song came out, I think Super Freak came out 1981. And I was just 18. Now, I've been dancing to this song. I never really thought about what it was saying. And I'm just going to let y'all read and figure it out for yourself. I'm not going to blow your spot. However, great music. Okay. Lyrics, did we really listen?
Probably not.
As I was listening,
metaphors back then,
this wasn't even a metaphor. This is straight up in your face. When I tell you that man was so in your face until you would think some of the stuff that you hear today is mild. That's how in your face he was. Okay. And yeah. But good. It was a good groove. And it just was so appropriate with these lovely pork chops. So it was good. I'm telling you, when you're young, you don't think about that stuff. When you're old, some of the stuff. But see, that's why the music from my era touched you in a way that maybe the music may not touch people now, because it was real. It's kind of like this show. It's real. Okay, so what you see here, you see a cut, see a shirt, you know something. I ain't trying to show you that. Okay, and my connection is unstable, which I guess it is now. It's coming back and forth. Don't y'all leave because you want to see the end of this. You really do. And I'm still saying, I ain't going nowhere. I'm still talking. It can be back to see because I can't.
I mean, you can see, but it's kind of going in.
The still connection is unstable. So please wait while they try reconnecting.
Well, it's showing, but
I'm back. Thank you for staying. But you knew you want to see it. You sure do. That's how I know I do. Because I'm like, I love you as you are. I don't want to lose you. I could love you more. Oh. I see it looks like it's working to me. said it sounds like Charlie or Lucy or Linus mother from Snoopy. And you know how she talk. What are you saying? Oh, that's what it sounds like. You can't hear me. Oh.
Okay, so we're gonna try to reset.
We're gonna try to don't leave now. Okay, it's not. Yes, it's ain't going live, but it's going off.
It takes time to go.
Yeah, this is you gotta go. You gotta do better than this. I can get clean.
Okay, we're good.
Okay, I'm back. I just don't know what's left, but sorry, this was not me. This was YouTube. That's some kind of connectivity issue. Okay, and it's going in now. This is the YouTube. It's coming up with that came. That's for sure. Let me, cause it's not me. So I don't know. Hear me? I'm still. It may, yep, connection's gone again. I may have to review this for the show so you guys can see how delicious it is. I'm so good. Oh, yeah. So, and can't you see what losing you has done to me? I'm not the same girl I used to be. So won't you please be fair and let me show how much I care. Say yes and love you'll never need to. And there and then it's not. But I'm still cooking. Let me get over here and check this. We got a lot of gravy.
About that, you know how real have to do.
Such a shame that we just take a picture, I guess.
I mean, because it's like it's screaming, but it's screaming so choppy.
I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm stirring, guys. This is getting really yummy and all that. Yeah. I'm just letting the onions kind of wilt. I don't know.
Never buffering.
But I'm gonna maybe I'll take a picture and put it on the community tab so you guys can see what it looked like. I would tell you to rewatch it, but you're gonna rewatch nothing.
Maybe before it's all said and done.
Oh, well, that's a couple of minutes. I don't think we're gonna have that luck tonight. But y'all have a good meal.
Yeah. I mean, yay, but not.
Okay. Come over here and check the temperature of these chops. Because I'm looking like I'm streaming, but
it's streaming, but it's not streaming.
It's not streaming well. Okay.
It's just like chop, 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 chop.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Okay, it's
It's good now. At the very end of all the
Okay, well,
great. But hey,
I've been saying sorry. I have sang 3 different songs. Okay, so we're back together again. You and I back together again. Got the world in a spin.
Okay,
Yes.
so this pork chop is 165, 181, 81, and 195.
Okay, we just have to let our onions look a little. I got a little off track because I lost you guys and I was sad. So I should have put my onions in a little bit faster because my pork chops are doing this thing. The gravy is great. Everything's ready. So beautiful assistant, if you can get those plates and that bread, then I can get our stuff on there, you know, and I can let you guys see it at least. I'm so sorry that, you know, and yeah, we just went out there in the wind. Yes, we were. So I will have to revisit this recipe again in a different way, of course. And that way you guys could really get the finished experience at least, you know. And for you, all of you who are new to this network and this channel, this is not normal. We may have some issues a little here and there, but this right here is definitely was a YouTube extravaganza. Okay, so hey, don't be shy. You know, we have all in any house there can be some difficulties, but as a family we work them out. We sure do. I'm finishing my coffee, and yeah, make sure those are really dry.
Okay.
I'm going to check on this rice.
See where that's at.
And my pork, where is it?
Okay.
I need that. Because I need my pork to Flava rice. Okay. So let's see where we are with the rice. Okay, that's good. Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you guys. This is instant rice for the one of you that is here. Okay, so and I want you to see how fluffy this is. You see how fluffy and individual, it's not all clumped together. I'm fluffing it with this, and this, like I said, when if they say you do too. So your liquid ratio is going to be 2. And you rinse that one more time because I will need to pick up my pork chop to put on bread. I need the plate to be really dry so the bread doesn't get sogged with water. Okay, and I guess we'll use this one. The other one is a little thicker. I don't want that.
It's perfect because the meat's sticking up my tongue. Let that be the start.
And listen, Krabby over here.
Who's Krabby?
I'm just saying.
Is that not on it?
No, you got water. You didn't get everything.
I didn't finish those 2 yet. I'm still trying.
I know you're still drying. I gotta open this bread up. I hate this bread because it opens up on the side. And I guess they call themselves I guess they figure they're making this bread. I guess I don't know. I don't like the way this opens up, but let's see. Hey everybody! If you just stepping in, you missed all the fun. YouTube went down on us. Now we're back, and you're right at the point where I'm plating this puppy up, and everybody gonna see this sandwich. Aren't you happy? I'm happy. I'm enjoying. I sure am. For those who just look, see, that's what happens when it's live. Well, I don't want the end of the bread anyway. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna, you always gotta have some nice, fresh white bread when you got a pork chop sandwich. Okay. So we're gonna put that on here. It's nice and soft.
Very soft.
Okay. I'm gonna put these just like that. And Just like that. And just like that. And just like this. They don't want this one. They don't want. I want one that's softer. I need them to be about the same size. Put you back. Close you back up.
Yeah, I agree, Auntie. She said you two should give a percentage to your show.
I know they should, right? Because it was all on them. It wasn't more. It was them. I tell you, it was them.
Our internet is
Yeah.
here right now.
Yes. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I was not happy. I was, you see the cheer? The tears of a clown. Yep. So, but I thank you guys for hanging in there. I really do. Okay, so let's see what we got going on here. I just want to make sure that my onions are soft enough. I want them to have integrity, but yeah, not this much. Okay. Oh, this is great. Oh yeah, that's that. This is a winner, y'all. Winner.
Ding, 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 ding.
Okay.
I'm gonna start clearing this area.
Okay, so let's get this in on here. Want to get this on here with all its glory. Woo! This is not going to be a neat meal, y'all. Y'all need to know. It's going to be messy. Okay. So let me get some onions on this. Just like that. Oh, this is making a big mess. It's not pretty, I tell you. Okay. I should have had some more onions.
Oh, really? I'm tired. I thought you might be good.
Nah, because we got a lot of gravy.
And again, it can be made.
Oh, yeah, we can always fry some more onions up and put it in.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so yeah, I'm doing a lot of gravy on here.
Looks like you got half a roast on there, Bert.
I know, for real. And I can't even get all the onions up. They're so slippery with all this gravy. Okay, let me try to clean it up a little bit. Oh my goodness. This.
They're going to chop that one in half.
Yeah. This is a lot. Okay, let me move you. Everything just falling. It's a lot. I got my mouth watering. It's just falling apart, y'all. You gonna need a knife and a fork for this.
Yup.
So much gravy. Where's Grill Master go?
I think I hear him moving around. I'll go grab him now. Grab him now. He's probably checking on the router.
I know. He was upstairs thinking that it was us, but it wasn't us. It was a them problem. It wasn't a us problem. Okay. Let me see if I can get a little more onion up on here. And Mr. Corey can start the engine. Good luck with that. You're gonna need a knife, son. You're gonna need a knife. But this right here, this is just as sloppy as it wanna be. Okay. What you think about that?
Yeah.
What do y'all think about it? Give me some love. Let me know what y'all think. There go that pork chop sandwich y'all saw. Right there. There it is. Okay. So Corey's gonna be the first victim.
The first victim, huh?
He probably gonna have to use a knife and a fork, because that's a big one right there. Okay. Let me make this.
Oh boy, that's a big sandwich.
That's a big one.
That's a big sandwich.
That's a big one.
That is a work of art.
Just so you guys can get another gander at it.
Ooh. Oh. Yes.
And since we are civilized individuals in this household,
Yeah.
Yeah, just go and grab it with your hands and be all.
Ah! Oh my
Look at that
Lord.
thing.
Woo!
And I bet the bread can barely handle that
Oh
good.
man, that makes you want to smack it.
Smack somebody.
Smack somebody.
I can't smack my mama. I might not live through it.
You
Yeah,
know,
you don't live through that one, no.
we ain't doing that.
All right, let's
Auntie Popo says, look at the coordination.
Wow.
The coordination.
That is massive.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh, I wish you could get that lighting.
Oh. Oh.
Uh-oh. Now,
I swear this
juicy piece of meat.
And I like all those onions you got
Okay,
Yeah.
this is for the grill master, y'all.
there. Ooh.
Auntie Pom asked,
Check that out.
Okay.
what kind of bread is that? Is that artisanal?
No, just white bread.
Ah, thank you, Corey.
Just
No,
good old white bread.
Oh man.
Now,
That's
a juicy piece of meat. well seasoned, cooked to perfection.
Wow.
The onions were nice. Little added little taste to it.
Boy, oh man,
That's a flavor sensation right there.
this thing cut like butter.
Oh yeah.
Well, tell me about the texture, because the last time you didn't like the texture that the store had.
Who that?
No,
You.
this right here is
I'm
great.
talking about you. You didn't like the texture of the meat the store had.
Mm-hmm.
I would ask if anybody wants rice, but I don't think you can handle it.
Hey,
Can
put
you
it on
handle
the
it?
side on my plate.
Girl,
Side on my
you
plate,
did
Lord
listen.
have mercy.
No.
Lord have mercy. How about that?
A little sizzle. Like
Okay,
I
you
said,
do
I'll
it.
be-
Do that to yourself.
I
Okay.
said I'm gonna be eating it all night long.
Now come get yours, beautiful
I
sister.
am. See, I'll be the first plate that put a little rice on. Put some
You
stank
do yours.
Put some
Okay,
stank on.
Hey, honey, this is the way God intended it to be.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness,
boy.
really?
Oh yeah. All right.
Tell them. You tell them.
Okay, nobody said it. They just kept saying yum yum.
Yo, no.
Well, I didn't get any real
Feedback.
input or
Okay, give me a
feedback.
second. That's why I gotta get. I'm just put a little.
Oh, she's putting all this food on her plate. Y'all know
I'm
she's
just
not
put-
eating
You
it.
don't tell who the lies you tell.
Okay, let me turn this
Like-
off.
Can I get a little gravy?
Yes.
Just a little
Wow.
bit. Just a little.
That is good.
Little bit. You gotta do the whole shebang or it don't count.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
So you can go on and let them know.
You go to 7 heaven.
That is good.
Is it everything you thought it would be in Mom?
Oh my God.
Anybody remember that show? 7 heaven. When I see their happy faces, smiling back at me.
Okay, can we tell the people
I'm
about
about
this?
to. I'm about to. Oh. I had to get it out. Bring it around in my brain thought. Let's get it. Hold on. Now, for those who didn't see the plate with everything on it, let me show you. You need that thick bread for that thick pork. That's right. You sure do. You need something that's gonna stand up to the test of time. Let's see. Ooh, I wish it would get the right light. Come on. Light me right. Come on. I can't get it the right. Hey, there we go. Slow turn for you. Hey. That's with rice and all the onions and the gravy and all the deliciousness. All right. Oh, I see some hearts. You know what's up. Y'all know what's up. This is the best part of the show. All right, let's get it. I'm about to taste it.
Rock on my line. Let's get it.
Woo, man! First of all, the pork just slid right through. The knife slid right through the pork. I didn't even have to put any stress behind that. Bread is nice and soft. Gotta love that. I'm gonna slide it through the gravy a little bit.
Yes, Lord.
Okay, still not getting no input.
Right. Let it marinate. Give it a
Okay,
second.
no one can decipher.
Oh, I gotta marinate. Let it give me a minute. Okay, the sauce is very savory, very comforting. It just makes you smile when you eat it. The tenderness of this pork chop excellent, perfect.
Perfect.
If you just want to be messy with it and just pick it up and smash into it like sloppy joes or whatever other kind of messy sandwich you could think of, you could do that with this. There's no resistance. There's no pullback. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just yum and then down your throat and delicious. Now I need to taste the rice too, because nobody got to do that. I probably said your mama just wanted you to let it slide down your throat and come up with the results.
Yes, exactly.
Results pending. You gotta take the time. Let it
Listen,
register.
With the connectivity, we ain't got that kind of
You
time.
gotta register. Oh my god. The texture of the flour. The texture of the rice is perfect, nice and soft, but it's not like mushy or anything. And then of course you got the delicious savoriness from the gravy and the onions. It's everything you want from a pork chop with onion gravy on a sandwich, and it do make you feel like you want to go out and dance because your heart is like,
So,
Sure.
dum dum. It's a super freak.
Oh, different song, but I'll take it.
Super freaky.
Yup.
Nah.
I'm about to go in the food. Yup.
All right, y'all. Let me taste this thing.
Yup.
Okay, here you go. I want to get look at that. Okay. There you go. I'm gonna take a little piece. I'm gonna taste it, and yeah. So let me see.
Woo, that is good. You ain't
Wow.
getting this from a regular store.
That's a lot. Nah, you're
You're
not.
not finding this at a restaurant.
No.
Well, if you found this at a restaurant, you wouldn't be so mad if you went. But
Like I said, go walk.
I got bread and onions and all that. I'm gonna try not to spill it on my computer this time, y'all. Okay, so let me see. Okay, y'all see this? Okay, that's bread and all. Let me go. I'll tell you another taste, just to see. I'm gonna tell y'all. I want you to see the texture of this pork chop. If you can see the texture of this pork chop, you see that? That's why you got that pull in the short. If you saw the short, watch it again. Do you see the text? When I tell you this is moist and tender, as thick as this was. This is magnifique. This is delicious. It is so tender. It's so flavorful. You can taste every flavor in that I put in here. The gravy is so savory and thick. You just want to take the rest of that rice and pour it over in there and just bathe in it. That's all I'm saying. So, with that being said, again, thank you so much for you. Those of you who hung out with me through all of these trials and tribulations with the YouTube and things like that, and you were able to see the end product. Because I'm here to tell you, you need to cook this stuff. You didn't miss much. You got most of it. And all I did was add some onions and let the onions kind of cook down a little until they were not crunchy, but they still had some texture. I'm sorry. I'm talking my mouth full. I hope you did enjoy the time that you were able to see. Okay. And I'm going to tell you like this. You always need to know that at FlavaHouse and Weekend Eats, you always have a seat at the table and a home with us. We're going to see you right here again next week, and hopefully we won't have these technical issues from YouTube. I hope you have a wonderful week. And I'm going to wish you this. A little love, a little peace, and what, family? Some great weekend eats. See y'all later. Bye-bye.